Hello, my name is Chidera. You're welcome to my channel. I'm about to start filming the behind the scenes of me trying to recreate Mercy Chinwo'S court wedding dress on a very tight budget. When I say tight budget, trust me, I mean tight budget, and you're going to see why. Also in this video, I am going to be making a mini tutorial on how I cut the front part. That's the Princess Darts Bustier, because in one of the videos on my channel, someone asked how I cut the half length of the dress I was making in that particular video. This is the video right here. So it happens that the same person that has that dress is the same person that has this dress in this very video. So I decided to just do a mini tutorial on how I cut the front part of the dress. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video.
This is the fabric that I'll be using to make this outfit. The name of this fabric is crepe. I'll be making use of horsehair braid, white threads, these white pearls, a pair of zippers, white linen, this thick wadding, very light gum stay, and of course my brother CS6000i computerized sewing machine. So as some of y'all know, whenever I'm recreating an outfit, I first of all like to break the outfit into pieces on my sketch pad. So we have the 3 front pieces, the 2 back pieces, the sleeves, and for the skirt there's the front piece and the 2 back pieces. I didn't draw the flare because I haven't figured out that part yet. As you can see, the zipper allowance is unusually big. This is because the client requested for a covered slit. I will show how I created the covered slit later on as we progress in this video. This is the waistband for the skirt. I will be folding it into 2 like this before attaching it to the skirt. I just cut the lining for all the pieces of the skirt, so I'll go ahead and turn them with my sewing machine right now. For the dart width, I'm using 4 inches, and for the length, I'm using 5 inches. After marking, I'll now sew them in with my sewing machine. So this is the back of the skirt. I placed 1 piece on the other. So from this point here to this point that I marked is 8 inches. And from this point to this point, which is the zipper allowance, is 7 inches. Now from the bottom here to this point is 10 inches. That is the slit length. Remember that from here to here is 7 inches. Then from this point, I came in by 3/4 inches to this point right here. And then I connected that point to this point, producing a slightly slant vertical line. So I just want to point out that I finished the bottom of the skirt in such a way that later on, after sewing the whole skirt, there will be no need to hem the bottom with a sewing machine. So yeah, let's go back to the back of the skirt. From this edge, I'll be marking out 5 inches, starting from the very top down to where the slit starts. Then I'll be marking 1 inch upwards from where the slit is meant to start from and rule a straight line to connect everything. So this means that this line will stop at exactly 1 inch away from the slit line. This is what you should have after you're done. So because I've marked 5 inches off, what I have remaining for my zip allowance is 2 inches. So I'll just go ahead and cut it out like this and then take it to my sewing machine and sew a straight line from here to here. This is what I have after doing that. The next thing I'll be doing is to spread it open like this and then sew a straight line on here. Let me pin it down first to see what it would look like. It looks pretty okay to me, so I'll just go ahead and stitch it down. After stitching it down, this is what it's looking like. So right now, I'll go and join the front and the back together by shaping it at the sides using the client's measurements. I would also be fixing the waistband as well as attaching the zipper.
watch in 180p, okay? So that the video quality can be very good, and also so that you can see the lines clearly, the lines that I am marking on the white fabric, because I was using a pencil, so I don't know how clear it looks to you. So to be on the safer side, watch this video in 180p, okay?
The first thing I'm going to be doing is to take all my vertical measurements. So I'm marking the full length of the blouse. I used around 27 inches for the full length. Next, I'll be marking the neck depth. I used 4 inches. From the shoulder to the bust point measurement is 10.5, but I'll be marking 11 inches because of the shoulder joining allowance of ½ inch. Also, for the shoulder to under bust length, instead of 14 inches, I'll mark 14.5 inches. And for the half length, instead of 17 inches, I'll mark 17.5 inches. So now I'll just go ahead and rule horizontal lines across all the points I just marked. Next, I'll be taking horizontal measurements. For the neck wideness, I'll be using 3.5 inches. Then I'll just go ahead and shape out the neck. I don't think this is clear enough. Let me make it clearer. Yeah, much better.
I'm just realizing I had a French curve. I literally had a French curve. I just chose to use my hand to curve out the neck.
The original shoulder measurement is 14.5 inches, but I'll be using 19 inches. Since the fabric is on fold, I'll be marking 9.5 inches. For the length of the armhole, I'm using 9 inches. On the bust point line, I will be marking 4.5 inches. I'll mark the same thing on the under bust, half length and blouse length line. Then I'll go ahead and join all the points together with a vertical line. On the under bust line, I'll place my tape on that 4.5 inches point, and then I'll mark 3/4 inch towards the left and 3/4 inch towards the right. Then I'll connect both points to the bust point with a curve like this.
I'm just realizing that all what I just marked, all that measurement I just did, I marked everything on the half length line instead of the under bust line. Like, who does that? What kind of mistake is that? Anyways, it's no biggie. I'm just going to transfer all the measurements I did on that half length line up to the under bust and try and see if I can erase the other one.
So now I'll be marking the real shoulder measurement at 7.25 inches. Armhole depth still remains the same at 9 inches. I'm not carving out a new armhole because I'll be using the one I already carved out before when it's time to cut out the blouse. Placing my tape on the new line, I'll be marking 5 inches downwards, and from this point on the bust point line, I'll be connecting a straight line to this 5 inches point that I just marked. From this point, I'll be marking 1 inch downwards. Also from this point, I'll be marking 1 inch upwards. And then I'll go ahead and connect this point on the bust point line to both points with 2 straight lines. Finally, at the blouse length line, on the bust span point, I'll be marking 3/4 inch to the right and 3/4 inch to the left, and then I'll join the points to the points where I marked the same thing on the half length line. Before I mark out my horizontal measurements, I'll make sure to take note of this space here that I'll be cutting away, that is amounting to 1.5 inches, and add it to each horizontal measurement plus the usual sewing allowance. So this is what it looks like after cutting it out.
Damn, filming this thing was mad stressful. Doing a tutorial with free hand is stressful. I know you guys watching it now, it was like maybe a minute or 2 minutes of the whole tutorial, but it took me more than 30 minutes to film just how I cut the front of this outfit. Please, nobody should ask to show how I did anything.
This is the back of the blouse. I cut it on fold. I'll just go ahead and cut the lining for it, and then I'll join it together like this with my sewing machine. And for the front pieces, I'll be gumming them each with this very light gum stay. This is me ironing the darts of the back pieces open, and then after that I'll now go ahead and turn it with lining. But first I'll go ahead to shorten the full length of the lining by about 1.5 inches. I'll also be doing the same thing for the lining of the front part of the blouse. The parts I'll be turning with lining are the down, the both sides, and the neckline, leaving out the armhole. This is what they both look like after doing all that. Now I can proceed to fix the zipper. These are the front pieces after gumming them with a light gum stay. In order to give the bust area a bit of firmness and structure, I added the thick wadding to the 3 pieces from the under bust to somewhere around the chest area. Now I'm just going to go ahead and join all 3 pieces together like this with my sewing machine. This is what it looks like after joining. So now it's time to add lining. I'll be turning only the neck, sides, and bottom. I haven't used this machine in a while, so I'll be placing a white fabric first before using it, just to prevent any stain accident. The next thing I'll be doing is to join the front piece to the back piece at the sides and shoulders. These are the sleeves already stoned. I will be tacking them both at the bottom with a needle and thread. This is me recutting the armhole because by the time I joined the front and the back pieces of the blouse together at the sides, the armholes became smaller. Here I'm cutting out the second piece of the flare using the first piece I already cut. I'll now go ahead and gum both pieces of the flare with this gum stay. I've cut the lining for it and pinned it down together with the main fabric. I'll be turning it by sewing on the very edge of only these areas. This is what it looks like after turning. I also went ahead to add stones in some areas on the flare. So this is the second layer of the flare. This one will be under the main flare like this, and it's going to have this little excess of about 1/2 inch peeking out from underneath like this. I cut out a long strip of fabric measuring about 53 inches in length and 4 inches in width. This is going to be the structured thing that goes around the shoulder of the blouse. I'll be putting gum stay and crinoline on the inside of it for structure.
I'm about to show you your outfit, alright? Okay, outfit reveal in 1, 2, 3!
The day that I would pray for you, I'd go
Serious?
sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view.
Hey! Jesus! Are you serious? Just be down like this, okay? That's fine. Okay, the hand will come out like this. No, the hand will not come out. The hand will be inside, you get it? Okay. But because it's on the mannequin, that's why it's looking so close like this. Oh, but it's nice. Yeah, alright. How would you rate your dress?
I'll give you 90%.
90% over what?
100.
Why 90?
You gave me what I wanted.
Okay, so the remaining 10% to go.
I give it to myself.
For what? Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel and also like this video so that other people can find it too, okay? And leave a comment. What do you think about the outfits that I tried to recreate? I personally don't like recreating outfits because these days people on the internet measure a designer's creativity based off of whether or how well they can recreate another designer's work. Is that not madness? I for one think it's madness. I like to make my original, but I mean, I'm still growing, so I can't reject certain things just yet. You can follow me on all of that social media at @DaraTheBee, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, Twitter, any social media you can think of. See you in the next video. Bye. Please subscribe so that I can see you in my next video. Subscribe, okay? Subscribe. I know you want to subscribe, just subscribe, okay? Subscribe, okay, I'm begging. Subscribe to the channel. How many times do you want me to say subscribe before you subscribe? Click that subscribe button now. Now. Thank you.
Okay, the hand will come out like this. The hand will come out.
It's fine.
No, the hand will not come out. The hand will not come out.
So how do you like your dress?
It's okay.